Good afternoon, it's Bev at Planet Crochet. This afternoon I will be showing you how to do 3 different stitches. This is the puff stitch, this is the bobble stitch, and this is the popcorn stitch. They all stand out from your work. So you work from the wrong side for the bottom 2. For the top one, I work from the front side. So I've seen some of the crocheters do it from the other way, but I'll show you how to do it. So yeah, so to get the baubles at the front, this is the wrong side of the work and it pushes it out, and I'll show you how to do that. Now I've started a little sample piece. I've already started this one. It's just something to get hold of, because when you've got a little bit in your hand, you're trying to do it on camera, it's really hard work. So I've already done 1 row. So what you need to do is, this is just a sample piece, but it depends if you're doing a project or following a pattern, then you follow the pattern. So all I've done is I've got 20 on the bottom, 20 chains, and then I've put a row of double crochet in. So for that I miss 1 at the end and then put 19 double crochet. The next row, 1 double crochet, 1 stitch, puff stitch, then a double crochet all the way to the end, and you're finishing with double crochet. This is UK terminology as well. Then the next row is a double crochet row, only double crochet. So you make sure so this is where you can make sure you've got your right count. So there should be 19 with the row. So I'm going to show you how to do this puff stitch. As I've said in my previous videos, some say turn then chain. I like to chain then turn, just a preference of mine. The first stitch is a double crochet. If you want to learn the basics, I've got a few videos which I'll leave the links down below, or just go through my channel and you'll find them. The next one is the first puff stitch. So we are yarn over, pull up a loop, and you need to do that 5 times. Don't have it too tight, you don't want it too tight, and you certainly don't want it too loose. You want it to be even. And it may take a bit of practice to do so. 1, 2, 3, 4. You're going to have a lot of loops on your hook. 5. Now grab at the base and pull up a little bit, yarn over, and you're going to pull through all the loops, and you can feel it. And then double crochet in your next stitch. So there you go. Yarn over, pull up 5 times. Not too tight. 3, 4, 5. Hold at bottom, yarn over, wiggle, and then you double crochet in your next stitch. You may be all fingers and thumbs at first, because as you know, if you've done crochet before, your work, no matter how big it is, it always curls. Smaller is worse, but it does curl at the beginning and then it'll slowly flatten out. So there you go. So to get your baubles, you work from the wrong side. So do the crochet, so I'll do 1 more, yarn over, pull up, not too high, not too low, not too tight, 5 times. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold at the base, yarn over, turn your hook slightly down and pull through, and then go into your next stitch, a double crochet. So I'll go off camera to the end and I'll show you to do the other way. I'm at the end, I've done all the stitches. The last one was a double crochet, chain 1, turn, and you're going to do 1 double crochet in each of the stitches. So it may look a little bit of a mishmash, and it's like, where do I put my hook? But if you turn your work, and you see there's all the V's that you're going into. So your first one is a double crochet. And I've said before, if you're unsure of your last stitch, you can always put a stitch marker at the beginning and at the end. So the next one is on top of the bobble, the puff stitch, and next one's your double crochet. Next one is on top of the puff stitch. So let me show you. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's a double crochet even though it's hidden, and then the bobble stitch and the double crochet. So it's the puff stitch top is slightly off to the left at the top when you're on the front, on the right side of the work. Now we'll get on with the bobble stitch. And I've done the rows separately just to show you the difference, what it looks like if I do it double crochet rows and stitches in between each one. And this row has a treble, which is UK terminology, so it's higher. I'll show you what I mean. So I'll do the double crochet first. Chain 1, again it's going to pop from back to front. So double crochet in the first stitch. Now the difference between the puff stitch and the bobble, yarn over, put your hook in the next stitch, draw up, you've got the same as beginning, but you pull through, yarn over and pull through 2 and stop 5 times. So that's the difference. So it's like doing half of a treble. But you do it 5 times and then you have 6 loops on your hook. So I find this as an easier one and the popcorn to do. The other one I personally find that more tedious. I will do it as I've done it on the little hat. 6 loops and then pull through. Now I've had a pattern before that will tell me to do a chain that closes that, but I won't do that until on this today. Then a double crochet, whoops, in the next stitch. Again, as if you're going to do a treble, yarn over, pull through 2 and stop. And again do that 4 more times. So you need 5 times in total in one stitch. 2, 3, 4, 5. And it's easy to remember because you need 6 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull up again slightly and pull through. Go into your next stitch, do a treble. I will do this one more time and then I will go to the end. So as if you're going to do a treble, stop, oops a daisy, stop 5 times in one stitch. 2, 3, 4, 5. So you've got 6 loops on your hook. Pull through. And that will automatically bulge it out at the front. So again, your pattern may say put a different amount of stitches in between each one, like I did for this one. So it's that principle, and then you see this, I think this pattern has 3 rows in between each bobble sticking out. So I'll go to the end, stop, and I'll show you what we do on the way back. So I've got to the end, chained 1, we need to go back. So as we did before, you need to do a layer of just plain stitches between your layer, or as this one there is a few layers of rows, but you know, between each bobble. Don't forget your first one, and also at the end of last row, don't forget your last one. That's why I say if you want to do a stitch marker, beginning and end, then you won't forget. And then you need to do 1 double crochet in the top of your bobble stitch. So there's a 1, 2. Next one, double crochet. The next one is in the bobble stitch. So if you're looking down at the top, there's your double crochet. It looks like that's the top of the bobble stitch, but it's not. That's your double crochet, and there is the top of your bobble stitch. Right, I've just done a bit of work between to show you the difference. So if you're going to do, instead of doing a double crochet, if you're going to do a half treble or a treble, however you start the beginning, as you know, I like to do a turning chain and then the actual stitch in the first one. So the turning chain is just to get to your height. So I'm going to do a treble, and then I'm going to show you how, the same way as you've done before, and what it looks like. It's more relaxed, I would say. So it's the same again, 5, half treble if you like. So you stop halfway, and you need 6 loops on your hook, so you know when you've done 5. Pull through. Now instead of doing a double crochet, do a treble as normal in the next stitch, and then we'll do again. I'll show you the effect when it's done. 2, 3, 4, 5. You treble. It's hard to remember when you change stitches when you're on one work. And I'll do one more. So as I've said before, you follow your pattern, but I'm just showing you for demonstration purposes how to do the actual stitch. And then yarn over. Next stitch, it is a treble. So I'll just do another one, just so I can take my hook out and it won't come out. So when you turn it over, it's quite round and sticking right out, whereas when you do a treble, it's the same principle, but it kind of stretches it up. I've finished that bobble row, so my last one was a treble. Sorry, this side, the last one was a treble. So I've done chain 2 to get to the height, and then done a treble in the first stitch. And this is easier than, I noticed, it is easier than finding your double crochet behind these stitches, because you can see it's more stretched out, so it's not bunched up behind almost. So onto the popcorn, I've done a couple of rows of treble just to put the distance between the last stitch, the bobble, and then I'm going to make a frame around the popcorn so you can see how it looks. So I've done 3 treble. This is only for demonstration purposes. You follow the pattern, and you want 5 treble in one stitch. That's 1 treble, 2, 3, oops, 4, 5. Pull up a loop. Be careful with your left, depending which hand you do, but with the yarn in, not to pull it. Go back to the first treble, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Put your hook in the top of the stitch. Put the loop back on your hook. A bit of a tip, turn your hook at the back, and then pull through. So I've put 3 treble, and then I'm going to do another popcorn. 5 treble, take out your hook, pull up a loop, go back to the beginning, find the beginning treble, put your hook through, loop, back on your hook, turn it slightly and pull through. And I'm going to put 3 more treble, so it's like a framework. Oops, a daisy. It's hard work seeing through your camera on your phone. I'm losing daylight. It's rotten weather here in Yorkshire today. So that's why I've done the trebles, just so you can see the popcorn. So I'll do another one. So it's 5 trebles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Take out your hook, leave a loop, go back to the beginning, put your loop back on your hook, turn your hook a little bit and then pull through. And I'll do it one more time. If you have any questions, leave them below or head over to my Instagram. Same name, Planet Crochet. 5 treble in 1 stitch. Take your hook out, leaving a loop. Find the beginning treble. Put your loop back on the hook. Turn it slightly to the back, pull through, and there you've done another popcorn. So I'll just finish this row. So that's what your popcorn looks like. So there's your puff stitch, there's your bobble stitch. 2 ways how I've shown you today. That's with the double crochet between and the treble between. So it just elongates it when you have a treble between. And that's your popcorn stitch. And it's the same when you go back. So whatever you're doing the stitches in between, you go. So I know I've got 3 treble at the beginning, because that's what I finished with on the last row. And there's 3 in between, 1, 2, 3. So that one there is the top of the popcorn. Again, I hope you found this video helpful. Let me know in the comments below if you've done this before. Head over to my Instagram. I'd like to see pictures or projects you've been doing the stitches on. But yeah, I enjoy doing these. It is a bit time consuming as well when you do these stitches instead of just plain crochet, but it's very effective, as you can see from this little bonnet. So that's it from me today, Bev at Planet Crochet. I'll catch you again in another video. Bye for now.